dozen or so men and women are seeking the 2020 Democratic presidential nomination, but by most all accounts and all polling, only 5 have a realistic shot of crossing the finish line first. And while all of them will likely be tagged as underdogs in a head-to-head matchup with President Trump, each candidate offers something different in terms of track record, personality, and to some degree, political ideology. Here are facts, including some you might find surprising, about the 5 leading Democrats seeking to become the 46th President of the United States. Number 1, Joe Biden. He is the front-runner, the veteran in the field, 76 years old. He spent 45 years representing Delaware in the House and Senate, then 8 as vice president under Barack Obama. This is his 3rd run for the presidency. In 1988, Biden withdrew from the race after being accused of plagiarism, and in 2008, he pulled out after drawing 1% of the vote in the first contest. He is widely viewed as more a 20th century liberal than a 21st century progressive, so he stands apart in a party which has increasingly favored more radical action than that of Biden and the Obama administration, and thus he stands alone as the leading moderate among the candidates. He was criticized in the Democrats' first round of debates for speaking favorably about his relationships many years ago with segregationist senators by the second candidate. That would be Kamala Harris. The 54-year-old first-term senator from California offers an extensive law enforcement background, having served as a prosecutor in Oakland, district attorney in San Francisco, and attorney general of the nation's largest state. She was widely hailed by Democrats and the media for her forceful performance in the first round of debates and is mounting a credible challenge to Joe Biden. She is the daughter of Jamaican and Indian immigrants and co-sponsor of the Green New Deal legislation. She supports Medicare for All, which would replace private insurance with government-run health care, and decriminalization of illegal border crossings. Number 3, Elizabeth Warren. The 69-year-old 2-term senator from Massachusetts offers a long background in academia, serving as a law professor specializing in bankruptcy law at 4 universities, including Harvard. And yet she is widely viewed as a progressive populist. She's on the left flank of the party on most issues. She's proposed a wealth tax on the holdings of people worth over $50 million. And she's a co-sponsor of the Green New Deal and supporter of Medicare for All and reparations for the descendants of slaves, but has also actually joined conservatives in calling for the breakup of big tech giants like Facebook, Twitter, and Google. Number 4, Bernie Sanders. The 77-year-old progressive firebrand was raised in Brooklyn before moving to Vermont and first running for office about the same time as Joe Biden, the early 70s. He's a self-described democratic socialist and is not actually a member of the Democratic Party, but an independent, the longest-serving independent in Senate history, now serving his 3rd term. And he's in the midst of his 2nd presidential campaign. He mounted an unexpectedly strong challenge as the single progressive alternative to Hillary Clinton in 2016 and is an original sponsor of the Green New Deal, but has seen his support reduced in the current primary race, populated with several other candidates emphasizing the same issues and solutions that Sanders has championed for years. And that brings us to number 5, Pete Buttigieg. This young Harvard graduate and former intelligence officer in the U.S. Navy Reserve was widely viewed as the longest of long shots when he first entered the race because of his age, his limited experience in government as mayor of South Bend, Indiana, and his standing as the first openly gay candidate for president, married to a man named Chasten. But he has been the biggest surprise in the early part of the race, with a style more reserved than many of the other candidates. He's viewed as something of a moderate in the field, though he supports some controversial ideas such as taxpayer-funded health care for undocumented immigrants and abolishing the Electoral College. At 37 years old, Mayor Pete, as he is called, is just 2 years past the 35-year-old minimum age required to become president. The Democratic race has a long way to go, and there are many other candidates from which to choose, but none outside of these five have been able to achieve more than low single digits in the polls. So it's not a fact, but a safe bet that when the dust clears in the nomination fight in 2020, either Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, or Pete Buttigieg will be the next Democratic nominee for president. And now you hopefully know a little more about each of them. Hope you enjoyed this. If so, please like us and subscribe to the LibertyNation.com YouTube channel right there on your screen. I'm Tim Donner. Thanks for joining us.